Did you know that only 4% of the world hasn't had a headache? According to the World Health Organization, these are the statistics. So, 8 billion people in the world and only 4% haven't experienced a headache. That's just mind boggling. That gives me a headache. Headaches are one of the most common complaints that I hear of as a chiropractor, as a functional medicine practitioner, and someone who specializes in functional nerve and muscle testing. So whenever we do have a headache or a migraine, there are a lot of different factors that play into it. So what do? We oftentimes have tried everything. We think, whenever it gets so bad, we're looking for medications, we're looking for physical therapy, we're going to the emergency room. We'll do absolutely anything because they're just so bad. When you have such a bad migraine or headache, you will literally do anything to make it go away. So there are several things in the alternative healthcare realm that we can do to help out with headaches and migraines that oftentimes people aren't necessarily familiar with, but that can literally be life changing. I work with people with headaches and migraines daily and literally see miraculous results. So I'll give you some ideas of what are the general, causes of headaches and migraines and what we need to look into whenever we're trying to get to that root cause. We're not just trying to mask those symptoms, we're trying to get those headaches to go away and stay away. One of the main things is stress. Literally, we're all in a stressed out state the vast majority of the time, and that will exacerbate headaches. You oftentimes, feel the headband feeling of the headache. Eye strain is another big one. Whenever we're looking at our computers, using our phones, watching TVs, scrolling through social media, it strains our eyes. They get really tired and stressed out, and that will cause headaches. So one really cool thing that we can do in applied kinesiology is we can actually test the muscles that control your eyes, see where there's any dysfunction or overstress, and we can actually work to rehab that and get those muscles to function properly, and that will relieve tremendous stress on your brain and help out with those headaches and migraines that you might potentially be having. Another main one is dehydration. So the vast majority of our body is made out of water. So whenever we get dehydrated, we literally, essentially, you can think about kind of drying out your brain, and that will cause pain, headaches, exacerbate migraines, and cause a lot of issues just in general as well. Go a day without drinking water, and I guarantee you that you're most likely going to experience a headache. It's not fun at all. Poor posture is a big one. This kind of gets into the eye strain. We're working at computers, we're looking down at our phones, we're texting. What that does is it causes the muscles in our neck to spasm, and it puts a lot of pressure on our neck. Those muscles are what attach to your brain. So you're literally yanking on onto your head. So you're literally yanking on your skull by having poor posture, and that will exacerbate things. One of the very powerful things about chiropractic is that we can adjust and properly get everything into alignment in your neck, and that will free up and relax those muscles. It'll help to restore your natural upright posture and relieve tons of stress on your head, and that will help out with migraines tremendously. We also have a little muscle in the first couple vertebrae of our spine here that will actually go in and it'll attach to the dura, which is the covering of our brain. And whenever those vertebrae are shifted out of place, it'll cause that muscle to spasm and literally pull on your brain and the covering of it. It's not enough to cause major medical or health issues. It's just enough that it'll cause functional issues and headaches and exacerbate migraines and whatnot. So very important to see a chiropractor, make sure everything's aligned, everything's adjusted properly, and all the muscles are nice and free. This is how chiropractic is so powerful. We also have other special techniques that focus on the bones that make up our skull. So we oftentimes think of our head as just one big piece, but it's actually made up of multiple different bones. And every time we breathe, those bones should move. But what happens from stress, from hitting your head, sleeping, those muscles or those bones can actually get stuck and they don't move like they should. And this literally is just like a vice grip on our head. So we'll go through. I personally use muscle testing. There are other techniques that we go through. Feel. We'll actually very nice and gently, just very push on those bones, relax. Push on those bones, relax as you breathe. And that is probably one of the number one best things that you can possibly do for headaches and migraines. It's literally miraculous. People will have 50, 60, 70, 80% decrease in their headaches or migraine just right away. There are also hormonal changes. A lot of ladies around their menstrual cycles, their hormones will cause and exacerbate their headaches or migraines. Oftentimes it's too much estrogen. So what we want to do is we want to help to figure out how can we balance out those hormone levels, uh, you know, in a general health and wellness sense, not so that you just don't have that headache or migraine, but so that it goes away and that it stays away because you're healthy, happy, and your hormones are functioning properly. Diet and nutrition is a big one. Oftentimes, food sensitivities, caffeine, uh, gluten, dairy, sugar. It's very common with migraines, as wine and chocolate will cause pain, headaches, migraines as well. So we want to be careful to find those food sensitivities and issues, and don't be constantly taking in those things that are going to exacerbate that problem. There are also environmental factors. So, like a lot of people have issues with smells, loud sounds, really bright lights, blue light. So, we want to focus on finding those things as well. So, as you can see, we're piecing together a gigantic web of all the things that have been causing our headache and migraine, and we want to go through that entire checklist. So whenever you start to focus on, okay, what's actually causing my headache and my migraine, then you have to sort through a lot of different stuff. But what that's going to do is it's really going to help out with that particular pain that you're having and help to keep it away longer. And if you do have it flare back up, to help to decrease that sensitivity and that severity of it. So very important there. Like I said, I personally use applied kinesiology, muscle testing, chiropractic, nerve function testing, and that literally gives me and my patients out of this world results. Headaches, migraines get better, they go away, they stay away longer, and then if they do happen again, they're easier to take care of and they're not as severe. So I highly recommend seeking out your local chiropractor that specializes in applied kinesiology, functional muscle testing, functional medicine, is familiar with homeopathy, cranial work, and that's going to serve you super, super well. It's probably going to be the thing that you haven't tried yet that's going to knock out those symptoms for you better than anything else that you've tried. Because we oftentimes have no idea what we need to do for our headaches. We feel like we've tried everything. We've done all the medication. We've been to the ER. We've talked to our doctor about it, but they still come around. So this is what you need to do. Go check out your local applied kinesiologist. It's going to serve you really well, not only for your headaches and migraines, but for your general health and wellness, because your health is the priority. And that's what our motto is and our philosophy at The Healthy Place. Take care.